All right, I'll be calling this meeting in order at 7:07 p.m. This is a special meeting of the Ice Arena Authority. It'll be held as a virtual meeting, which means in this case that all votes will be by roll call, and this meeting is being recorded, as you heard. All right, so I'll note for the record that all four authority members are present. I'm going to suspend the item on the agenda for the minutes, so we don't need to worry about that. We'll cover both of the meetings the next time we meet next month. So the main thing, so I will let everyone know so that we did get some estimates, and they were much higher than what we were talking about before. So we got a couple of numbers. So the first number that came in was $600,000, which is way out of what we had been talking about before. We were talking about in the tens of thousands. And so the 600,000 would be replacing the tower and move the cost to move it down to ground level to do whatever. There's a significant, I guess there's some money built into that because we don't know what they're going to run into. So it's like I said, it's an estimate, and it's from the city engineer, from Brian Long in the Public Works Department. So, but he said his quote is, "It feels high, but given the fact that they aren't finished with the details, it's probably safe." So that's the quote there. So because the comptroller, the deputy comptroller, will ask if it was high or not. So. All right, so let me give you the breakdown here. Let me go to the other one. So, two things. So, in his opinion, we could get 10 to 15 years from the existing tower. So the guesstimate for relocating the existing tower is 450,000. It would be another 150 to replace the tower and make it brand new. The other piece is if we just reinforce and repair the roof, leaving the tower up there, it's still going to be $250,000. So
this is to take the tower, move it onto the ground, and when we get to the ground, it's create a pad and a safe environment for the tower to reside on, correct? And then rerun all the components stuff back into the building and secure the building over by where the new pad would be. Okay.
So that alone would cost $450,000. That would just be relocating the existing tower. So and like I said, so then repairing, like I said, the roof would be $250,000. So there's three numbers to consider. The 600,000. That's, like I said, replacing the tower and relocating it to the ground. So if we don't,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Mark.
If we don't do that, we could get, their opinion, 10 to 15 years out of the existing tower. So the replacement for that tower is 450,000. And then the issue is, if we don't do either of those two things, eventually we are going to have to probably do the repair to the roof, reinforce the existing area, and do that. So those are probably our three choices.
What CapEx year are they looking at to put this in the city budget?
Well, I don't know, because we didn't have any numbers. Couldn't really, and really, I just got these numbers today. So at least finished the breakdown anyway. I had a base 600,000 yesterday.
Realistically, right. Realistically, the work's not gonna start for 2 years, right?
Yeah. Realistically, asking for this kind, the budget is almost, should be almost ready for publication. Usually sends it out to print a couple weeks before the meeting. It's gotta,
The
So-
23 is over, or 24,
Yeah.
or whatever.
so the first week of April, so figuring, in another week, the thing's going to print. So. Having
So we
him,
talk about it now, it's potential for the 24 budget, realistic for the 25 budget for a discussion. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be a few years, huh?
well, yeah, 20,
Yes.
I'm thinking we don't really have a realistic because of the amount. I mean, if we were talking 40, 50 grand, maybe I could swing that, but I thought it was gonna be a much lower number here. But at a
So
minimum,
we
which,
still-
we're talking 250. So,
Mm.
and that needs.
Well,
and
we can
then-
definitely present it to the city and say that we're interested if we're interested. But we don't have to commit to anything. We can just do it as a like an RFP.
Well, the actual job would be handled by Public Works. Usually, I mean, generally, that's how we do things, so, in the city, so.
Yeah.
It could be that, we could go forward with ourselves and work with the purchasing agent and do I mean, I've done enough of these RFPs lately. So, for a project of that size, so. And it's all likely, it's likely that, there's probably some state vendors that do the work. There's a limited number of people that do that kind of work anyway, so my understanding, so.
Yeah, I would say that. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Joanne.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was gonna say, I would definitely check the state bid, because that's.
Yeah,
probably
that's-
a centralized
yeah,
thing to do it, yeah.
Yeah, that's where you'd be going.
Yeah.
All
Now, the other-
likelihood.
The other question is, my math is right, you said 15 years possibly,
Yeah, 10 to 15 years for the existing tower.
and that
for,
would be,
service
that-
life.
and that would be without any reinforcement?
We would need to do the roof work.
Got it. Then that would be.
That
much
would
less.
be, yeah, that would be a
250
250,000.
crores.
Got it. So could we politically sell the small number while knowing, saying we need to put in a revolving fund, 20,000 a year or whatever we do for a purchase we know is happening in 15 years and being prudent? I don't know, that kind of thought.
Yeah.
This sounds
um,
like this sounds like a safety issue, though. It sounds
would-
like that tower needs to be moved.
The tower needs
I
to
weigh
be.
on, I'm with Gary on this one. I think the full package should be looked into and not bubblegum and Band-Aid, because this got us into the problems 10 years ago.
Yeah, that works. I mean, that's, I would say, that works too, because like I said, we've had a past where we've done things like that, right? And it bitten us, so.
Well, the
I
problem
don't think we
is,
need
If
to
we do a
replace
patch
the
job on the
tower.
roof. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead, Gary.
We don't have to replace the tower, but let's get it moved off the roof and repair the roof.
And that's the 450K, right?
Plus,
that's just
the roof
relocating,
work.
that's just relocating the existing tower is 450K. That's according to Orla. Right,
I agree
Public
with
Works.
with Gary on this. I think that's a happy medium, 450,000.
plus fixing the roof.
Well, that's gonna come as a separate project, probably.
Okay, all right. Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. But
All
they
right.
gotta, I think I'm not sure, the numbers I have it tells me 450 grand for relocating the tower. I'm not sure if that includes fixing the roof in that area. I'm not sure exactly what that costs, but it's gotta be something like that.
Well, we definitely, we don't need to make a vote on it tonight, but we can definitely ask for more details so that better decision-making can be done, knowing the cost.
Yeah, because this was a surprise, let's face it. I mean, here's the thing, if I want to ask for monies to be for this budget year, we got to make some kind of decision. We got to make some kind of ask tonight, so.
I'm not comfortable with those dollar amounts and the limited information that I have.
Yeah, me either. All right, so you want to table? So, well, we're gonna meet next month. We're gonna do a regular meeting next month.
So Gary and Mark, what are your thoughts?
Well, the numbers came from our people, the city
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, Public Works. Yeah.
What's going to change?
Well, I think
If
what's
anything
included,
would-
the specifics of the details of what's included in that $450,000. Is any of the roof work figured into that, for one? I understand the reinforcing and repairing the roof, leaving the tower up there is 250 grand. But if we move it and bring it down in the existing tower for 450 grand, does that include fixing the roof that's up there now? So that area. So,
Good question.
so, because I think Gary, you kind of brought that situation up. So I think, it's going to be one of these. I mean, I can touch base with John if the committee would like me to, as far as the budget goes, and make that request anyway. And Josh, Orla, like I said, hit me with another email a little earlier today saying, well, Josh was saying that, maybe we should consider raising the rent. Well, we already got an offer on the table as far as what we're doing with rent. So, so it's, and there is a built-in
I don't mean
escalator in
to,
it.
yeah, I do have to go. I'm sorry. We thought this was going to be a quick meeting.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
thinking,
prepared to vote on anything. I want to
Okay.
request more information, and there's no immediate repair needed for the roof. So it's too big of a dollar amount with too many unknowns for me to make a decision and have it in the 23 budget.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to convey that information that we're looking at it and that we'll have a more stable ask for the 24 budget, I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
okay, that'll work.
All right.
All right, so
All right, you guys,
with that,
that's
if
my
we're not
opinion.
taking
You
in,
guys have a great night.
hang on, motion to
What?
adjourn, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Joanne.
Joanne, second by Gary.
Yeah.
All in favor, I'm in favor. Joanne,
Aye.
Mark,
Yes.
Gary,
Joanne, yes.
yes. Good, we stand adjourned. See you later, guys.
All right.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.